Hello friends, welcome to my channel English Notes. Today's topic of my notes is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. So let's start. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Character, plot, theme, humor and irony. A novel by Jane Austen, famous for its use of free and indirect discourse. It is written in language common in the 1800s, the Victorian era in which Austen lived. Characters: Jane, the sweet-minded eldest daughter of the Bennets, who seems to fall instantly in love with Mr. Bingley. She is the only person in the play who never judges anyone else harshly. Elizabeth, the second oldest and sharpest-tongued Bennet sister, she is very independent and is alone uninterested in marriage. She is very intelligent and playful and cares deeply about her family. She is also prejudiced, immediately writing off Mr. Darcy. Lydia, the sister who is in love with love, she flings herself at every man in sight. Mary, the youngest and only unattractive daughter of the Bennets, she feels like she has to make up for the fact that she is plain by being very talented in music. However, she is only mediocre but still attempts to show off every chance she gets in a desperate bid to get noticed and still be equal to her beautiful siblings. Mr. Bennet, Mrs. Bennet, mother of Bennet household, it is her goal in life to get all of her daughters married to wealthy men. She has problems with her nervousness and is generally a very gossips, hypocritical and superficial woman. But she does deeply care about her family and especially her daughters. Mr. Bennet, father of the Bennet household, he is the opposite of his wife. He doesn't particularly seems to care if his daughter marry or not. He has a very sarcastic, dry sense of humor, but ultimately does what he think will please his wife and daughter. He greatly favors Elizabeth because he values her intelligence. Mr. Bingley, the wealthy, charming, handsome young man who seems to fall in love with Jane as soon as he sees her. He is an overall friendly, welcoming, generous man who doesn't seem to be as bound to societal convention and standard as his sisters. That being said, when his family makes him stay away from Jane to test her motives, he doesn't really appear to protest. His this suggests his malleable, eager to please, trusting nature. Mr. Darcy, the wealthy friend of Mr. Bingley, who eventually fall in love with Elizabeth, he is very proud. He believes himself above the Bennet's social station and value his own careful intelligence. Mr. Wickham, the addict who runs away with young women, then leaves them. Plot: The novel begins the arrival of eligible young bachelor Mr. Bingley. Mrs. Bennet begins to get excited about the prospect of setting her daughters up with him. Jane, the eldest, ends up being the object of his fancy at the dance. The lively second sister, Elizabeth, is seemingly dismissed by his prejudiced friend Mr. Darcy, who thinks he is too high class for the company. The family gets very excited about the possibilities of marriage between Jane and Bingley, except except Mr. Bennet, who seems fairly indifferent, and Mrs. Bennet sends Jane in the rain to Bingley's house. She falls ill and stays there. Elizabeth visits her, and the reader learns that Darcy is struggling with his feelings for her. He is falling in love with her, but thinks she isn't good enough for him. Elizabeth turns down the proposal of a cousin, Mr. Collins and starts to like a poorer man called Mr. Wickham. Darcy warns her against Wickham but won't say why. Just when it seems Jane and Bingley will really get together, Bingley leaves unexpectedly with his sisters and doesn't contact Jane. Elizabeth learns that Darcy convinced Bingley to test Jane to ensure she wasn't just marrying him for his money, and so turns down Darcy's proposal. Then Wickham runs away with Elizabeth's younger sister Lydia. Darcy reveals that Wickham had done the same thing with his younger sister Georgia. Darcy manages to get Lydia back home and gets Wickham to marry her. This problem solved, Jane and Bingley marry, as do Elizabeth and Darcy. Theme: today's society is superficial and romance is never completely detached from money. Rather than make a distinct argument, this novel explores the different paths a woman can take towards marriage. It seems to advocate not marrying solely for money, for getting to know your partner as a first person. The novel is essentially a lot of ado about not much. Ultimately, the outcomes everyone predicted in the start of the novel occurs. The daughters marry rich husband. What happens in between is much dancing and afternoon tea. Also, Mrs. Bennet is ridiculous to the reader with her obsession with marrying off her daughters. The reader scoffs and the frivolous ball and lace-filled society of Pride and Prejudice. We criticize a society all about marriage, money, and nothing else. All the Bennets who marry rich except Lydia, who has no choice. Though we are encouraged to look upon Jane Bingley and Elizabeth Darcy and sweet and positive romances, and cannot ignore that both matches advance the girl's social status. It causes the reader to question the reality of even Elizabeth's love and the possibility of true love detached from money at all. The different sisters could be interpreted to symbolize different part of the author, representing the different path she could take. Jane, the good daughter, she is sweet and mild and marries for her money and happiness at once. Elizabeth, the lively rebel of feminist fantasy, a feminist fantasy of the author. Her independence is viewed as a positive thing. Then again, she ultimately marries a rich man and falls in love. A single and desirable woman does not exist in this society. Lydia is in love with the idea of love. This is not a good way to go. It seems hankering after romance. She ends up with Wickham because he tried to seduce her and got paid off. The ugly daughters humble and stay single for now. It seems as though Austen is acknowledging there really is only one way to achieve happiness: fall in love and fall in love with a rich man. The two are still not separate. Humor and irony. Jane Austen is one of the greatest novelists of the English literature. She has been called the pure novelist. She occupies a high place in English novel. She imparted realism and pioneered the comedy of manners. She always received praise for the use of humor and irony in her novels. Jane Austen's novels are domestic comedies of a high order. She was mainly interested in the comedy of human nature. Her comedy was confined to human beings in their proposal in their her comedy was confined to human beings in their personal relations. Her novels looks like novels of manners. It is because they depict the manners, customs, and follies of her limited social circle. She laughs at follies and vices. For that, she employs humor and irony that are charming. Jane Austen's attitude towards life is that of a humorist. Like a true comedian, her first literary impulse was humorous. Humor appears on every page of her novels. She laughs at follies and nonsense, whims and inconsistencies. Follies Folly is the chief source of laughter in her novel. Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice is the finest picture of sunny side of life. She creates comic characters that produce nothing but laughter. Her comic characters are Mr. Bennet, Sir Walter Elliot, Mrs. Norris, Mr. Collins, and Mr. Woodhouse. She laughs at each one of them because of their foolish action. Mr. Collins is the main source of humor in the novel. He makes other people laugh at his words and deeds. Mrs. Bennet, Lady Catherine, and Lydia are also rich source of humor. Apart from these characters, this novel is full of comic scene and humorous situation. One of the comic scene describes Mr. Collins' proposal to Elizabeth. Mr. Collins is ridiculous, but the humor that he produces is quite unconscious. Jane Austen took delight in the comedy of human folly, but her humor is never malicious. She is a gentle humorist. She has a keen sense of absurdities of men and women, but she is never harsh and unkind. She is never angry at her characters. Her humor is neither boisterous nor bitter. It is delicate and ironical. Jane Austen brilliantly uses irony in her novels. Her gentle strokes of irony are charming. This irony is the very substance of her style. It sparkles out in every phrase. Its perfume is to be felt everywhere. Even the cruelest shafts of her irony are feathered with the brightest streams of humor. We know that irony is a literary device by which we say one thing and intend its opposite. This device is the soul of Austen's novel. In her novel, we find all types of irony: verbal irony, irony of situations, and irony of character. The opening sentence of Pride and Prejudice is a fine example of verbal irony. Mr. Collins' proposal to Elizabeth is a fine specimen of irony of situation. Wickham is the best example of the irony of character. He looks good, but at heart he is a villain. Jane Austen, no doubt, is a great mistress of irony. Is her weapon through which she ridicules every kind of folly receives ironical treatment. It is ridiculed and exposed at every step. Thus, Jane Austen is a great novelist who is known for the brilliant use of humor and irony. These devices run through the very fabric of Pride and Prejudice and serves the purpose of the novelist. So friends, this is my notes on Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe and press the bell icon for new video notification. Thank you.